One time I was in the Apple store and the Apple rep said, "What is that?" And I said, "This is the new Google Pixel 6." And she was like, "Ah." I was like, "Don't hate." Well, there's a lot of things that Google did right with the Pixel 6. But in order to have the right device, you got to have the right price. And that is what Google did. They came right out of the gate with low pricing, undercutting every other flagship on the market. Now, I use the terminology flagship because this does have a 5 nanometer chip, the Tensor chip, that is. And I think that Google knew what they were doing because they have their own chip now. And they said, we are going to compete and we can keep the price very low and we can still give a fantastic product. And that is exactly what they did. Coming in at $599 for this model, the 6 and then the 6 Pro coming in at $899, you definitely give a whole bunch more to the consumer when it comes in terms of value to customer. The Pixel 6 in particular. Now, while the Pixel 6 Pro is a phenomenal device, there are people out there that would consider themselves pro users. So they will want a Quad HD display, a telephoto lens, some little extra quirks, a bigger battery by just a hair, just a different experience on a cell phone. Some people just want that extra little oomph. And Google gave you an option for it. It's called the Pixel 6 Pro. But for everyone else who wants a killer device at a great price, the Pixel 6 is the one you should be looking at. Now, the next thing they did right was the hardware. Google deviated from the normal that they've been giving us for the last 3 years probably and switched it up to a beautiful piece of hardware. Now, both devices have a different look, but this device right here in particular has a nice compact form factor with a big screen. And the top part of the device here is a little smaller than the Pro. And so people look at things like that and they really pay attention to it. And they want to make sure they're getting the most compact phone size with the biggest display they can possibly get. Because by no means am I saying this is a small phone, but it is a compact powerhouse for a flagship device. So the hardware comes in several different colors. And they also have this very unique camera bar on the top just to make people say, what is that? And I can guarantee you, one time I was in the Apple store and the Apple rep said, "What is that?" And I said, "This is the new Google Pixel 6. And she was like, "Ah." I was like, "Don't hate." But nonetheless, hardware is absolutely fantastic on this phone. And I think if anyone wants a killer device, the 6 is probably going to be the way to go. You still got all that premium feel that you might get from the Pixel 6 Pro, but it's just shrunk down just a hair, minus a few tweaks here and there. I think you'll love the hardware. Now, one of the main selling points of a Pixel device are the cameras. This is where Google tends to shine above everyone else when it comes to still shots. And even now, Google came out, when they brought this device out, they said, look, we know we've been slacking on the cameras, and so here's great video for you. 4K 60 is the thing now for some reason among tech reviewers, but regular 1080p 30 video, folks, is so clean and so crisp and so clear, I don't think you'll have a problem with viewing this content on a bigger display. Sometimes when I shoot videos in 4K or 1080p, I put them up on my big 65-inch 4K OLED TV, and I view it to see how the colors actually look if someone was going to watch it that way. A lot of guys out there and ladies view content on YouTube and other platforms of social media on their TVs. I do this. And so I want to know if it's producing true colors and true tones. And speaking of true tones, Google has introduced this thing for people of color to really get the gist of our skin tones and our colors and how our skins actually are. There's not just one color when it comes to cameras. There's multiple. Now, one of the last things I kind of want to talk about, because this isn't really a spec rundown and all this, this is just me telling you exactly what I feel like Google did right with the Pixel 6 devices. Now, these phones have great speakers, great cameras, great batteries. They're just fantastic. But one thing they did that was good for them this time was they got more carrier deals. These phones are everywhere, folks. Now, when I say everywhere, I don't mean everywhere, like across the entire country. They're not selling everywhere. I always see people, why aren't they selling in India? Hey, I don't know. But what I can tell you is that these phones are everywhere. I just said that. They are on carriers. this really helps Google get the word out there and let people know this affordable phone is way more affordable than your iPhone, because that seems to be a popular device on the market. Let's give credit. And your Samsung. And you get better cameras in some situations and really good video as well. So Google has done it right by grabbing this phone and throwing it onto carriers. It's in Best Buy, it's Amazon, it is everywhere. And the best place to buy, I say, is directly from the source, which is Google or Google Fi. Links down below for Google Fi. Sign up. They got some great deals on this phone right now and other phones. You'll see. So having it on carriers is a must. Putting OnePlus on blast was a must. They kind of took the spot of where OnePlus could have gone. And I'm pausing here to bring up OnePlus because OnePlus was the flagship killers. Google has come back, even with the Google Pixel 5a 5G, the 4a 5G, the 3a line, any of their latest phones from the 3 forward smashed the conversation for quality products on stock Android, I say. So Google did a lot of things right with the Pixel 6 and Pixel 6 Pro, but if I'm being honest, I am going to recommend the Pixel 6 to a lot of people out there, because this phone may look small in my hands, but when I watch other people's videos, they've got these tiny little cute little hands. I got these big giant mittens right here, and I still like the form factor and feel of this Pixel 6. I recommend it. To me, this is probably the most complete phone as a package that's being offered in late 2021. Now, let's close out like this. Some people are going to name the Pixel 6 or the Pixel 6 Pro. It's a nice gift from Google. I appreciate you, Google. But I had to buy this one. Some people are going to name these phones their phones of the year. And I don't blame you. I think that Google has done such a good job in grabbing everyone's attention. When people saw the price, they thought it was going to cost the same as the more expensive iPhones out there. Not the case. They undercut all the phones by at least $300. And I think they did a fantastic job in doing so. And this just goes to show that you can bring a high quality product, a powerful product, at a very low price. Now, Google, here's what I need you to do. I need you to bring out a phone that looks like this. It's a little bit smaller than this. Okay? The Pixel 6 has taken over, folks. It's going to be like this for quite some time to come, and I don't anticipate it slowing down anytime soon. It's your man, Jay. How do you think the Pixel 6 is doing amongst the masses? I'll see you in the next video. Take care.